Okay, so I thought I'd share this. This is pretty cool. So this is one of the pens that I use for nesting Xenagama taylori. And yesterday, it's actually kind of an interesting observation. Yesterday, I refreshed the sand. It had been the same kind of sand and bedding that I'd been using for nesting Xenagama for a while. And so I decided it was time to refresh it and add to it and kind of just refresh the whole landscape. So I did that yesterday, and lo and behold, she laid. It's actually something I've kind of noticed with like a handful of my desert lizards that breed more often than others. You can tell that, you can tell that the females, or it seems like the females like a little bit of a refresher on their bedding every once in a while. It's really weird. If you've noticed that too, let me know. I'm gonna move the water because I'm gonna change that because she kicked a bunch of sand into it, and so she laid eggs, and I went ahead and got a container with some perlite ready, and I wrote down the information on the lid with a Sharpie, and I'm just surprised. Where do you think she laid? I just moved the water, so that's not it, right? Well, she's over in the hole, but she laid right here. So I can feel it. I knew you could see it was kind of oddly patterned, the bedding. Boy, she really packed it in there really well. Firm, super firm packing. I always try to be a little bit careful with the little Xenagama eggs because they're so small. So you gotta make sure when you dig them out that you're not like really retching them. Otherwise you can risk breaking them because sometimes the eggs of taylori stick together, and also sometimes they stick to the surface if they dig down all the way to the bottom of the container and they lay them on the bottom, on the plastic or of whatever the container is that they laid the eggs in. They can get stuck to that sometimes. But let's see. Let's see how far back this goes. Sometimes they can lay pretty deep. Oh, there we go. There they are. Cool. All right. Nice. They look good. Oh yeah, so see these are kind of stuck a little bit together. So this one came out, so I'm gonna pull that out. These other ones I think are just a little bit stuck. Oh no, I think they're a little stuck to the floor. Oh shit. Okay, so I guess this is as good a time as ever to talk about this because that's a bit of a bummer. I'm gonna have to very gently and very slowly work these out because unfortunately she did stick them pretty hard to the ground. So it's not really like a graceful way to do this. Well, there is a graceful way to do it, but there we go. Well, usually once you get one, the rest will follow. So just work them really gently, just work them back and forth. And there it goes. And that'll just pop it right out. See, those ones are stuck together. Good. Doesn't look like it did anything to the eggs. Good, nice. Solid, easy clutch. Great. All right, that's probably all of them. Can always double check again. Can double check again later, but pretty sure that's it. They don't normally lay huge clutches. So, okay, those are the eggs. So there's something you'll commonly hear about reptile eggs, specifically lizard eggs, is, oh, you know, when you dig them out, do you have to mark the top of the container of the egg so you don't rotate it, right? Because the idea is that if you, presumably there's like where the embryo attaches to the egg, there's an air pocket, and if you turn the egg over, that it can kind of can rupture that air pocket and kill the little lizard inside. So I don't know any of the papers. I haven't seen any of the data on this to adjudicate whether or not that's accurate or true. But what I can tell you is I've moved a lot of eggs, and it does not matter for the most part if you position them correctly. You can roll them over pretty regularly and they'll still hatch. In fact, it's quite common if you watch female lizards laying their eggs, when they come out of the body, the hind legs of the females usually kick them around back and forth. And so I don't really think maybe after a longer period of time it'll matter if you turn the eggs over or not, but I don't think it does in general. Anyway, so that's the clutch. So didn't really disturb her, so I'll go ahead and get her some water, see if she wants some food, and I'm gonna cover all this dirt back up, put these in the incubator, and see if we get some Xenagama in about 2 months.